Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Cropper here. Good to be back. Thank you for tuning in. I will be accepting donations on WePay or whatever it is on GoFundMe, and I don't know how often I'll put things up or whatever. Donate as you see fit, but I do owe some videos from before when I lost my camera and my old computer died and I had all of a sudden nothing and no way. But I'm back in that sense, and so I'm going to be doing some videos on Yugoslavia coming up. A timely story, I think, because what's happening in Europe right now with the immigrant crisis and the just disintegration of everything. We could look back on Yugoslavia and learn a little bit not only about their more recent but their more distant past. Let's see, in the future you will need to know a little bit about people like David Starkey, what he's up to, what he says, and Mark Steyn. You should listen to every minute of YouTube video by Mark Steyn or with Mark Steyn, S-T-E-Y-N, if you're not already very familiar with him. And Victor Davis Hanson, of course. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are not aware of Victor Davis Hanson, please go watch and listen to everything he has available on YouTube twice or 10 times. And that will sort of set the stage for what my attitude is and what's going to come in my videos. So I want to croon a little bit. I want to just do a victory croon where I talk about the fact that I published these videos years ago that have come completely true, and some people were utterly shocked at the time. For example, we have too much oil, I said, in June of 2008. Okay? So almost 8 years ago now, I said we've got too much oil. Since then there have been 2 price crashes. This second one is proving to be very long, and it proves my point. So there, I'm crooning about victory there. That's the exact title of the video. We have too much oil. If you want to go back and see what I said, also brush up on my opinion of China from June 2008, clear way back before this economic downturn and before we knew that it was, well, before everybody knew that it was a virtual disaster. I mean, they don't, 60% of their baby food is purchased from out of the country because they don't trust stuff grown in their own country. And the fake meat and fake eggs that are sold to the people, and wow, I mean, it's just a disaster. So that's what happens when you have an economy that's very productive and a press that's not free. You just have a disaster, a rolling disaster. Some of us knew that, and in a video titled Capitalism 38, China, Looming Giant or Fascist Hag. I think that I came down on the side of fascist hag. Okay, how about this? Dubai. Back when everybody said, oh, it's brilliant that. Dubai, castle, Newcastle, over there, Sandy. I said, castle in the sand, hello. So I did a video called Dubai, Castle in the Sand. The outright just scandal of people abandoning their luxury cars at the airport and flying out, just getting out at any cost. So I saw that coming, thank you, I'll take credit there. How about predictions on Islam? 3 videos I want to point you towards. Shakespeare on Islam in Europe. Irish versus Muslim terrorism. Coming soon to a British Isle near you. Civil War. Okay? Wow, I called that one, huh? Because I didn't see the whole immigrant crisis coming out of nowhere. Someone could have said, what, are the Muslims just going to invade in a large stream? They're just going to run across the borders? Yeah, it has come to that because, yes, it really has come to that. So, I called it. The Muslim problem is growing, it's bigger than it's ever been, and it will be a civil war. So we're going to talk more about that. I'm going to do a video on free speech and what needs to come after we defeat Islam. If we defeat Islam, if we don't defeat Islam, then Europe becomes a third world country. So there we are, crooning over victory. I'll just mention one last thing. String theory still hasn't been given enough time to actually make any real predictions, and still can't be considered a theory. Even though I did that video 6 years ago, there are still people who think string theory is a theory, and it still isn't. Alright, so Mr. Cropper's been excruciatingly correct in the past and will continue to be so in the future. Also, there will be debates now that there's Google Hangout. I understand that I sit in my seat in front of my computer and someone else is in front of their computer, so it's more of a sit-in, but they call it a hangout, and as I understand it, it feels the same as sitting in front of your computer even though you're in a Google Hangout. So we'll try that, and a few jokes and things like that, and we will have a beer or two. So join me, ladies and gentlemen. Review the authors I mentioned, or the videos. Christopher Hitchens, rest in peace. If you aren't familiar with all of his videos, you should be, especially now that his body of work isn't growing and isn't becoming more current. You need to go brush up on it. It's easy to catch up on a body of work that's stopped growing, unfortunately. And you need to be aware, because desperate times call for desperate measures, and the political muscle of a society is made up of thinkers, and the military muscle is directed by political muscle, and so it is thinkers and philosophers and intellectuals. So we have to be on our feet. Thanks for tuning in, all that. Yeah. Cheers.